Hey everyone, Dr. Frunke here with another live doctor's discussion video. I'm going to go ahead and let some people filter in here and make sure we're going okay. Make sure my camera's clean. Yep, that's a thing. Alright. So, I'm just going to go ahead and start out with the most exciting knife of the evening, and that is going to be this thing. And I bring this out because I didn't know that I was going to be competing with Nick Shabazz tonight. Hey guys, what's going on? Preston, Nate, what's happening? So I got the nice notification that old Nicky is going live tonight as well. And so I thought I'd bring out a little knife that reminded me of him. I believe this was featured on one of his terrible Knife of the Month Club videos. And so it's funny that he's doing another one tonight. This is a truly special knife right here. Clearly aimed for emergency responders. Automatic action. And this flashlight that comes out the side for absolutely no reason. And yes, it does work. So now that I have your attention, what is going on, guys? Welcome to the feed. I'm hoping that this is coming through clearly for you. I have really no idea of whether this is streaming in HD or not. So let me know if the quality is okay. Honestly, this is just kind of me. I'm just hanging out at home. I got home from work and I was like, let's do a live feed. So just going to try to enjoy myself. So there are a couple of things that I did want to talk about tonight. First was this. This is hilarious. I'm just going to get rid of this. We're not going to see that again. But I did want to talk about something that has come across my table recently. I saw that question there, Nate. Are any new videos coming soon? Well, this guy obviously is going to get a video unto itself. This is the Grimsmo Norseman. A lot of you guys probably know this knife already, but this is actually a crazy, crazy knife. It has this ridiculous blade. It's really big, and it's very unique. And a lot of people, for a long time, have been singing its praises, that it's so smooth and just so awesome. And so I'm glad to finally get this in my hands to compare to some of the other knives out there. At $925, though, you're right, Spade. You're right, Nate. It's a little bit too expensive, and that's what they're charging now. And they're charging you $925 to make a knife to their specification and then sell it to you, not one that you get to choose how to make. And so that's a bit frustrating. Definitely another video that's going to be coming up will be comparing the Norseman and the Brown Knife Servo. I think that these two knives have a lot in common. There are a lot of similarities. The action is incredible. Ooh. These CNC created knives and their incredible tolerances and things like that. So definitely going to be doing that. Yeah, I can't get past the blade shape. Me neither. That's why I don't have one of these guys right here. It just looks too crazy. I don't really know. I can't deal with it. I didn't pick one up. They're totally different. So let's see. How does it compare to a JG Scout, which is there? It's in a totally different ball game. I'll bring out my Scout right here. I finally have all my knives back. This knife actually just came back from a trip to go see my good buddy Bill, aka Bill Koenig from Koenig Knives. Bill and I talk sometimes. He's a funny guy. He's a good guy. He made this Arius for me. We're going to do some work on this Arius tonight. That's basically the point of the whole episode. We're going to take this knife apart and see what's on the inside. But Bill made me this Arius a while back, and I've loved it. It's a great knife. But I sent him a couple of my knives. I sent him this JG Scout. I sent him the Shirogorov Sigma. Definitely sent him that one. And then I also sent him the Shiro F3. Now, notice that these two knives have that copper carbon fiber. Yeah, just think about that on one of these, and you get the idea of my next big project. So we're going to see how that plays out. In any case, the JG Scout, you were asking, is really not even similar to the Norseman in its action. It's smooth. but it's on washers, and it will never, ever, ever be as smooth as this. Shirgorov F3 is greater than the Norseman. You know what? That is something that is going to have to be left up for debate. You are 100% correct in my mind, but we'll have to see. Never held a Grimsmo. Have you checked out a North Arms knife Skaha? Yes. I have one right here. This thing is crazy. I'm going to do a comparison video of these two knives because I think that there has been a whole lot of hype surrounding these two knives saying that, you know, this one is just as good as a Norseman, or this one is, you know, whatever. And so, yeah, I'll be getting into these two guys. Very interesting knife here. This also has the milling lines similar to the Norseman there. Sorry, just reading some of the comments. And it does have a flattened detent ball, and it is made in Canada. So it has a lot of similarities to the Norseman, but it is by no means a Norseman. So, now that I have you guys' attention, we're about 6 minutes in, I'm going to go ahead and get into the meat of the video here. The one thing that I really wanted to do, and something that I don't think I can capture in just a 10-minute video, I just got a package yesterday. Hey, what's going on? How you doing, Josh? What's going on, dude? I just got a package yesterday from my buddy Bill. So all three of my knives just came back. That was the end of that story. And he sent with it a couple of special items here. So we're going to go ahead and pull these out. I'm going to show you guys what Bill has been cooking up in his lab over there. As I mentioned in my unboxing video of this knife, he's constantly evolving this piece. And already, since I purchased my knife, there have been 2 upgrades. And these just came to me. So what you can see in front of you is a pocket clip and a pivot screw. So the pivot screw is the one thing on this knife that I think was kind of lacking, and some people pointed that out in the video, that you get this black screw but all the rest of the hardware is green. Well, he didn't have a titanium screw to put in there, and so he's just started manufacturing these, and these are going to be available on all the new knives. So he sent me a green one. Great. And something else that I had mentioned to Bill was that the pocket clip is not ideal always, and me and my buddy Tavarish Works had been talking about this as well. There's not a lot of ramp there on that pocket clip, so he was like, hey, don't worry, I've already redesigned the pocket clip and we're already milling it, and so here's a new one with more ramp. And so we're going to put this on, but as you can see, this has like hidden hardware, and so I'm going to have to take this knife apart in order to do that, and so that's what we're going to get into right now. To be honest, I have never taken this knife apart, so you will literally be watching me do this for the very first time live, and so that's kind of terrifying. So get all my tools out here and see what we've got going on. So that is going right in there. So that pivot's coming out easily. I love the fact that he has a trapped pivot right there. So we are going to be taking apart the Koenig Arius. How many of you guys have an Arius? Talk to me about it. What do you think of it? I've been hyping the knife up a whole lot, and a bunch of you guys have even bought the knife based on my recommendations, so I'm interested to know what you guys think of it now. Had one, sold it. Why did you sell it? Tell me. Be honest. Love my Arius. Oh yeah, for the Scout. Let's see. We'll keep going. I'm reading the comments and trying to take a knife apart at the same time. That's difficult. This is much easier. This will be much easier to do with this. Oh, it's already apart. Ooh, that's nice. That's just coming right apart. There it goes. That is how you know you have a knife with very good tolerances. When it just comes apart really easily, just like that. Everything feels really precise. Everything is in its place. So let's take a look at the inside of the Koenig Arius. Look at that. Okay. We've got ceramic ball bearings on the pivot there, just in case you were wondering. So that's pretty cool. All right, we're going to go ahead and get into the hardware swap going on here. So this has got a, this is the clip that we're going to switch out first. Looks like it's got, maybe that's a T6? Oh, that's a T8 maybe. I think this is all just T8. This entire knife is T8 hardware. That's pretty neat, actually. Alright. That's coming apart. That's pretty easy. Sorry, I can't read the comments perfectly and do this, so I'm just going to finish this off so you guys can be entertained. And you can talk amongst yourselves, and we'll go back through it in a second. Okay, so he matched the clip to my knife, so we're going to go ahead and put the new one on. I do like that it's got hidden hardware, though. That is a touch of class right there. 3D milled piece sits right there. Alright. Did you guys catch my 393 surgery video where I put the blue hardware on? I think we're going to take that knife apart tonight too, just because I think there's a lot of interest in that knife. I have taken it apart myself, so that's all the way down. That sounds pretty good. That feels good. Alright. Look at that. New clip installed. Very nice. Fits perfectly, right in the right spot, easy to do. Everything in here is perfectly clean. I'm really going to leave it alone. There's really nothing for me to tune. He's put some oil on there on the detent ball track, so I'm going to leave that alone too. You can see the internal stop pin. There is an internal stop pin right there, and it travels on the track in there, so you can see the construction and the design there. I think mine runs very smoothly because my flats are polished. These ball bearings are running on that polished flat, so that's kind of cool. That does work really nicely. We just get this thing back together. Yep. There it goes. Pops right into place. And yes, I do surgery on humans sometimes. I actually did some today. That is what I do for my work. So this is kind of fun. That is considerably less stress than what I do with most of my day. So I'm going to put that pivot screw on first, and oh my gosh, it's already looking awesome. All right, here we go. Couple of screws left, and then I will start answering some of your comments, guys, and then we'll move on to the next. So my videos here that I do live are just kind of casual. When I have the time to make them, I'm going to make them. I'm just going to do some entertaining stuff and see if we can't have a nice talk. All right, let's see. There we go. That is all back together. And look at that now. Oh, that is really cool. That really pops now. It needed that really badly. Nice. Hey, what's up, Perry? Green. Who would have thought? That's right, Gear Bear. I know you hate that stuff, but look at that. Upgraded green. Alright, so I'm going to try to go back and see some of these comments and see if we can talk a little bit about what's going on. It's going to make my camera shake, though. Ever dealt with misthreaded screws? If so, how do you deal with it? No, not really. You just have to buy a new screw. Sometimes you have to buy a new knife because it's all ruined. The 393 mod was great. You didn't even make it green. I'm not going to make that one green, but I am going to make that. I do have a special surprise coming up for the 393. We'll talk about it in a little bit. All right. You guys want to know how much this thing weighs? Let me just go back to the live here. I like the green on your Isham. The Isham is coming. All right, here we go. Let's figure out how heavy this guy is. I'm getting distracted here. I didn't really have a big goal with tonight's video, so we're just going to have some fun. I just want to answer some questions. This thing weighs 4.56 ounces. 4.56. But that's with the carbon fiber scale. So if you have all titanium, it's going to weigh way more than that. I'd estimate at least an ounce extra with all that titanium. Go watch Nick Shabazz's video on that. So the next thing I wanted to do. So that's really cool. Thank you, Bill, for sending that hardware along. I'm really excited to use that. I will maybe make a formalized video on the conversion there or on the update. So we'll get this off the screen. Next, how about this guy? Yeah, what do you think? The 0393. This knife has been really exciting over the last couple of days. I was thankful that I picked this up very early. Got this from KershawGuy.com. That guy appears to have all of the ZTs and the Kershaws very, very early. From my understanding, he lives like very close to ZT. So, yep, best knife in the $500 to $550 range right now. It's already on the screen, bro. It's right here. This knife, 100%. The Arius, done. Okay, next question. 393 is starting to grow on me. Well, it is, and honestly, with these upgrades, it's really cool. The Hinderer hardware is something that kind of, I don't know, still appeals to me even after all this time. I really just kind of like the customizability that's out there and available. If you really wanted to make this like bronze hardware, you could totally do that, and it wouldn't really look all that terrible. But there are a lot of different choices out there, and then you can go and have it anodized. So I actually have big plans for these scales. I'm hopefully going to be getting rid of them for something a little bit cooler sometime here in the immediate future. So stay tuned for that. But do you guys want to see the inside of this? Because I need to take it apart. Ever since I installed the titanium screw, there's a bit of noise. Listen to this. Hold on. You hear that noise as it's closing? It's squeaking. It's unbelievable. So I need to take this knife back apart. It's still assembled as it was after the video. I did carry it this way, but I noticed that it was making that noise all day. And so I'm going to fix this. So you're going to get to see this live and see what happens. All right. So again, using my trusty penny to open the titanium pivot screw because the penny works perfectly and it doesn't screw up your titanium. Does anyone else have a 393 right now? What's the price on the ZT? This was $240. $240 US dollars. Considerably more Canadian dollars. Okay, we are going to keep taking this apart. This thing is actually kind of complicated to take apart. You have to like remove the scales in order to actually take the knife apart. So we're stripping this thing down. You're going to see the inside of this knife tonight. If it's going to help to convince you to buy it, then why not? I've already done it a couple of times. And there, just like that, the scale comes off. And on the inside, you've just got your titanium. Okay, so now we got to do this on the other side. To take this knife apart, you need a T6 and a T8. Arius is all T8, which is nice. You got to take all of these pieces off in order to take the knife apart. That's the one thing that I really, really dislike about it, is that you actually have to just undo all this stuff for the knife to come apart. Switch this back. But it's not really that hard, and it does come apart very easily. Just like that. Bam, we're open. And so, the inside of the 393. So, here we've got steel caged ball bearings, which is cool. That's the same thing that actually they have in the 392. So that's really nice. It's good to see that they carried that over from 392. So yeah, this all just comes apart now. Yep, there it is. So I don't know why this is squeaking, so I'm going to just clean this off. I must have some dirt or something on here. How's the action on the 393? It's great. It feels exactly like 392. It really, really does. It's captured that essence of the action, and that's really important. Am I gonna get the knives, the Blades We Love blue screws? I'm not sure yet. They look really cool. I did see that today. I'm not sure because I like the amount of blue that I have going on, but I don't really like the black hardware. I don't think it looks all that awesome. So that is a thing. So here we go. We got to put this knife back together now. There are a lot of pieces, just a whole lot of pieces to this knife. So if I move everything off the screen that's not essential to this knife, these are a lot of pieces to a knife right here. So you got to kind of know what you're doing when you're taking it apart, but it is fun to fiddle with. And I will say it comes together quite nicely. Everything feels solid. So we'll go ahead and start putting this back together now. All right, so this is the interesting thing. If you saw on Instagram, this knife will not function without these liners, without these overlays, because the pivot is actually trapped in the G10. And so this is actually different than the hinderers themselves that actually have a freely spinning pivot. This pivot will spin around and is not fixed in place, but that's never really been an issue for me with any of those knives. But ZT had to improve upon that and make it better than a hinderer, and they fixed it into the G10. So I'm not sure how that's going to hold up over time. I would be interested to see in somebody who's going to really, really hard use this, how that piece holds up over time especially. So I'm going to insert that back in there. There you go. You can see it just drops into place. What kind of surgery do you do? I do neurosurgery, surgery of the brain and spine. True story. I'm not making that up. That is a true fact. Let's see. But right now I'm doing knife surgery because this is what I do in my free time. I take these things apart. So it's pretty easy to get it all back together. I will say that the G10 with the filler tab and the clip, the fit is extremely snug, almost uncomfortably snug. I hope it doesn't ever crack when I'm putting this stuff back together. I don't think it will, but it just feels very, very, very snug. Yep. This one. Well, what do you guys think of the inside of the 393? I ran out of stuff to talk about because I'm trying to focus on putting this knife back together. Someone was asking me, I posted a post on Instagram asking for some questions for things to talk about during this. Someone asked me if I'd ever done a collection video, and I haven't. I have not done a collection video as of yet. I think that's mostly because I just haven't had the time, and honestly some of my knives have been out for a little while, and so I haven't been able to really show them to everyone. So I'm going to try to assemble this in a different way to see if this helps it at all. I'll do this like this. That's the stop pin. Put this in here. So who needs to see another terrible knife? Yeah, that's true. Well, I had one on here. That was the intro that I had. This guy right here. Awesome. Awesome. With the sideways flashlight. Anyways. Putting this guy back together. How many of you guys have a 393? Okay, yeah, you got the 462. I actually just ordered the 462 as well. I saw Austin got his hands on it first. He may have a video on that first too, which is cool. He's a good guy, Snuggle Bunny. I like his videos. I was actually, just before I made this, I was watching his video on the Prism, the Mastrop Prism by Tashi. That was an interesting knife. I'd kind of like to hang out with that guy. I think we would enjoy fucking talking about knives and stuff. Hold out for the 393 CF. Yeah, just wait to see. Wait until you see how this 393 turns out, and then we'll have a talk. So this all just kind of goes back on like this. I don't really like how this feels, but you know, it is what it is. G10 is a pretty strong polymer. That just threads right in there. So there you go. And back together we go with the 393. Back to T6. Sorry guys, I get really focused on this. This is a hard thing to do live. Okay. There we go. There's just the pivot screws left. All right. Also going to grab 609. I'm definitely going to grab the 609 for sure. I have a feeling that'll be my favorite of the three, but what I think is going to happen is that there's going to be some more knives released this year by ZT, and they're going to be really good. And they just haven't told us yet. Speaking of which, they may release those knives at the Blade Show. So, and I'm going to Blade Show. True story. Okay, that sound is gone now. Maybe it was because I put the washers in the wrong way. So there you go. Now you've seen the insides of the 0393. I didn't show that in my original knife surgery video because it takes a little bit longer than 10 minutes sometimes for me to do that. And my camera will only record for 10 minutes of 4K video. And I want to release my videos in 4K because it's awesome. And 10 minutes is plenty of time to listen to some idiot talk about a pocket knife, so that's fine. How is the overall handle thickness on the 393 compared to the 392? I literally did that in my video. I measured them. So I'll do it again for you. The 0393 comes in at 0.544 inches. 0.544 inches. The 392 comes in at 0.539, so that is less than 0.544. So these 392, as big and beefy as this thing is with all this titanium, is actually thinner in the pocket than the 393 by a fraction of a hair, but they're remarkably similar. I'm sure that they were intended to more or less be the same in that dimension. Let's weigh the two things and see what the weight difference is, because I know that this 392 is a heavy, heavy beast. 5.9 ounces on this guy. Really enjoy the Knifecast podcast. Yeah, we're gonna be making more of that. We just recorded an episode yesterday. So 4.98. This thing is almost an ounce less weight than the original. So this is coming in right at about 5 ounces. So that's pretty nice. That's not too bad at all. It appears thinner, but it's actually... So someone actually asked me if the 393 overlays were uncomfortable. Someone said that they looked like ergonomic nightmares, but really they're not. They're quite comfortable in reality. It's not rough at all. It's smooth. There's no sharp edge. One thing that is a little bit of an annoyance is that they didn't flatten out the G10 underneath the clip, and so it does bite a little bit extra, even under the regular stock clip. The stock clip is pretty nice, actually. It just works really well. It's like a Hinderer clip, but it's lower profile and black, and so it's very subtle. It works. I would say that this knife is totally worth the buy-in price. There may be some new models of it coming out in the future, but it is totally worth the buy-in price as of right now. Let's hope that they make some other good ones. Let's bring out another knife that's brand new. I haven't done my video yet on this guy right here. This is the... Do I like Bally's? No, I don't really. I don't have Bally songs, and I don't have the time to learn how to use them. What do I think of the Holt Spectre? The Holt Spectre looks like a nice knife. I'm a little bit... there's sort of a controversy about the knife out there a little bit that I don't really want to get into, but it also made me not want to get it. It looks like a nice knife. It's kind of boring looking to me, if I'm going to be 100% honest, but I think that it shows potential that those guys are going to make a knife that I'm going to be absolutely bonkers about. My buddy Tyler over at Tavarish Works loves the Holt Blade Works Spectre, and I hope to get my hands on one. I want to try it out. It looks awesome, but it's not calling my name right now. Let's go back to this. So Para 3 in S90V. This is a pretty cool knife. This one just got released, and it's coming out in some small waves here and there. This is something that I've totally been waiting on because for the longest time, I have had the intention of making my two comparison knives, the Para 2 and the Para 3, because I think that these knives, just will make a nice comparison. They're really not all that much different, though. That's the problem. I'm realizing this now, putting them next to each other. The size difference is really not that much. But you can see those two right there. All right. No stainless steel. No, it doesn't have it. It does not have it. At least mine doesn't. Benchmade Anthem or Koenig Arius? Arius by 1,000,000 miles. By 10 million light years. Man, don't even try with the Benchmade. Add money. No, maybe I'm not seeing that right. Okay, so we've done the takedown of the Arius. We saw the inside of that. We've done the takedown of the 393. You guys want to see an interesting takedown? A really interesting. Let's just do a whole bunch of surgery tonight. I may have to retitle this video to just live surgery with the frunk. How about this? You want to see the inside of a Norseman? Yeah? We can have fun with this. This is my good buddy Nico's Norseman, okay? I'm very thankful that he sent this knife along to me. It shows me the amazing sort of attention to detail that the Grimsmo brothers have. This whole kit is so nice. It comes with the oil, it comes with the tool, and this knife is just remarkably easy to take apart. So what I'm going to do here is you just have to do it on one side. It's so easy. It's unbelievable. So we're going to see the inside of a Grimsmo Norseman. Let's do that. Do any of you guys have a Norseman? Do you guys like the Norseman? I kind of feel like it's a hype machine, to be perfectly honest. Especially after my experience with it. I mean, it's okay. It's a great knife, but it's just kind of like, why does it look so weird, man? Right? Why does it look so weird? Why does it look like a platypus? Best unassisted flipper for less than $400. Just bought 393. I would say the 393. Where can I get an Arius that cheap? I would go to his website and look at his pricing. Buy direct from him. Send him an email. Okay, so here we go. Norseman, taken apart. Awesome. Something else that I found out. All right, we're gonna just get this totally apart here. I took this apart. When I actually got it from the factory, it was a little bit off center and it wasn't riding quite as smoothly as I thought it should. And it turns out there was a little bit of a funky thing going on here. They have two stop pins, and I had no idea why they had two stop pins. And I think one of them was slightly out of alignment. And eventually I got it settled and it went back. But they just actually, I was wondering why in the world do they have two stop pins? And I just watched a video that they published on YouTube where they talked about it. So go and check that out. It's a very interesting sort of reasoning there. Let's get this settled back in. So the inside of an Arius, you've got these washers. Nylon washers. $925, guys. $925 for this knife. And we didn't even get this check to choose the spec. It just came this way. I have to be careful because I'm about to cut myself on this thing. These are very thin washers, though. It's cool. Ceramic bearings in nylon, though. In whatever that is. Teflon, nylon, what have you. But it does go back together quite easily. And I love that they include the tool. Surgery is fun, but easy surgery is very fun. Because then you can enjoy yourself. There we go. Just way too much money. How does the Norseman compare to the Servo? Well, that is going to be the topic of an upcoming video. I will say both of them have remarkably smooth action. Remarkably smooth action. The Norseman drops shut a little bit more freely, but that may not necessarily be a great thing. It's hard for me to explain. So what do I think of the price hike? Someone else asked me that, so when I posted my Instagram post and asked for questions, another one was, what do I think of the Norseman and the price hike? Well, this knife is how old now? What, 5 years old? Something like that. They've made 1,000 of them. They've made 1,000 of them. This knife is like number 889. Okay, they've made 900 of them. So they're sort of, import in the industry is fading, in my opinion. And there are better knives out there. I mean, it's okay, but I would just love to see these guys make more and different knives. The Rask was like, okay, so it's a Norseman Junior, but it's basically the same thing. They didn't think outside the box with that knife. I don't think so. That's a cool thing. I like that. That's cool. I like that knife a lot. But the servo right here is very, very, very smooth. I'll bring this guy out. You guys remember this? Yep. Someone asked me what kind of surgery I do. This is the kind of surgery I do on these kinds of things. Skulls and spines. Skulls and spines. That's why this knife is very special to me. Servo is a way better deal. It is a better deal. When is your Anthem review airing? Can't wait to hear your thoughts. Well, I've got it saved. I can publish that soon if you want. It's just I haven't found a good moment to do it. And this past weekend, I got caught up with all the 393 action. So this knife is incredible. Let's see. Let's bring out a couple other rock stars here. Peter Rosenti, Nirvana. Let's talk about the Spyderco Paisan. Okay? Let us talk about the Spyderco Peter Rosenti Paisan. Okay? The Paisan is a knife that I actually reviewed on my channel a while back, like way back at the beginning of Dr. Frunky. I actually had that knife like on hand at the time that I like started the channel, and it was amazing at the time. Since then I've had a few more Rosentis. The Paisan was a really cool knife. It is like a Nirvana, but it's got a sheep's foot style blade. It essentially had the exact same handle. It was the Nirvana handle with a sheep's foot blade, and it was just called the Paisan. And so this knife, if you guys really were familiar with the Nirvana and its shape and size, I mean, that's going to be essentially the same profile. At least it should be. It looks like the handle milling is going to be slightly different. But, so we'll see. Yo, what's up, Tyler? How you doing, man? I think that the Paisan coming in at $520 is very high. What do you guys think? 520 bucks? Yeah. Anyone gonna buy it? Just taking a poll of the community right now, guys. Need some feedback. I agree. Too high. The rent is too damn high. Way too much. Okay, so let's talk about this. I want somebody to guess how much you think this knife cost. I'm going to be real with you guys about cost. Because these knives cost money, and it's stupid how much money I spend on this stuff. Dang it, Tyler. Okay, everyone gets the right number. Tyler got it right first. Okay, Spade got it absolutely right. $1,295. Okay? $1,295 for what is essentially a bare bones Nirvana. This is Tyler doesn't even like this knife. Tavarish doesn't even like this knife because it's too plain for him. Now, I love it because it's plain, but any fancier, you're going to start adding prices. So $1,300 just to walk in the door versus $520 to get the Spyderco version, which is going to be 99% of the knife. So we'll see. Yelling that the price is too high is just one of the 5 stages of knife buying rationalization. You're right. Everyone is going to end up buying it. Oh, Winger's in here. How about the Spyderco Hanan? The compression lock flippers in general. So I think the compression lock flipper will be a good thing. Throw a flipper tab on the Shaman and you're in business. The detent on that would definitely make for a great flipper. Absolutely. The problem is that Spyderco has used some very thin compression locks on their flippers, and they don't provide a lot of detent, and so they're not excellent for flipping. I'm sold on the spider hole itself, and I think that the para 3 here is pretty great. I literally just picked this up, but I did throw a deep carry clip on it. All right, let's see here. What else? Keep up the good stuff. I will. Do you guys want to see the screwdriver? Somebody asking about the screwdriver. Brian Fellholter. Screw it. Yep. Very nice piece. I like this a lot. How much was the servo? Let's not talk about that. It was expensive, but the base price on the servo is like $550. I would recommend picking one of these things up. All right, let's get out the Arius again. I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about now? All right, I'm running out of ideas. Let's move into the 393 again. Check this guy out. How about this? This is a 392 Warncliffe that just came to me from Josh over at Razor Edge Knives. He did a full-on DLC removal on this guy. Awesome Warncliffe blade. Watching this Knot Life. 5 minutes behind the chat. Didn't line up. Really confused. Yep, that's true. Is that the one he milled out? Which one? No, this is not milled out. What is my next pickup? Let's see. What do I have coming next? I have a second Arius coming. I have the Brian Nadeau Micro Typhoon on order. I have the Fanatic Edge and Elijah Isham the Omen on order. Oh, nice. You're having a custom Arius build too, dude. Nice. Look at this. He just sent me this hardware. Very cool. Micro Typhoon. Tyler, do you pay attention to nothing? Let's see. I have an Arius coming tomorrow. All right, dudes. It's on. Shiro versus Norseman. That's not even a comparison, really, I think. Shirogorovs are high-end production knives. And, well, actually, Norsemen are high-end production knives. Let's just be honest. The Norsemen are churning out of basically a factory at this point, a small factory where they make the same knife again and again and again and again and again, 900 times. So, yeah, we'll see. Oh, it's production. Lame. Tyler, you got to open your eyes, bro. There's so many knives. Arius beats that Shiro, though. You know, that's a funny thing. It might. It just might. This Arius is a very, very, very special knife. Oh, let me drink some water. Good times. It's the classic Bear versus Viking. Oh, where do the Gareth Bull knives stack up? Well, the problem is right now I have so many knives that I'm having to overcrowd my case, and so I don't get to see all the knives. I'll move some of these so I don't remember to pull them out. Gareth Bull knives. So who got one of the 3-inch Chamoises this past week? Somebody in here had to have gotten one. Yep. Please send me that knife, Nathan. Please. I will like be forever in your debt. I would love to do that. How many Shiros do you have? I have 2 Shiros. I have the Sigma and I have the F3. So, Shirogorovs and Gareth Bull knives. These are all mine. All 4 of these are mine. I'm a lucky, lucky man. So, which knife would I rather have out of all these knives? Probably this one. Probably the F3 because it's amazing. I think the F3R is probably incredible. Am I going to pick up the Native and LC200N? Yes, I am. I absolutely am, but maybe not right at the beginning. Maybe a little bit later on. Some of these knives I like to get kind of immediately because it will make for a great video, like this Sigma or the 393. It was good to have those knives early and make good videos on them. But other ones I can wait on, and a Native 5 is one. But this knife is incredibly smooth. This is almost as smooth as the Norseman, but the Norseman really just falls shut. To be honest, the Norseman is too smooth because it bounces off of its detent every single time you close it. It bounces off the detent. That's something that annoys me. Let's see. How much for the shamwaris? The small shamwari was $650 and the big one was $800. He posted that very publicly, so I don't have any shame in telling you what it was. I'm just sitting here flipping my knives and taking questions, guys. I'm happy to keep answering them. I don't like it when they bounce either. It's a thing. It's a thing. There's a smoothness that's okay, and then there's a smoothness that's too much. I think the servo has all that perfect smoothness without that bouncing off the detent. And so I prefer the action on the servo significantly. The Skaha bounces as well. It sort of does. It sort of does. I have that right here. Yep. It's not as smooth as the Norseman, though. It's not as smooth as the Norseman. Interesting. It's a parlor trick. Parlor trick on the Grimsmo. Thoughts on HMC knives? Have you handled them? I have not handled them. I do not have any comments. I'm glad they're making knives. I don't know anything about them. And so that was kind of my goal here, guys. It's been about 45 minutes. I'm going to take some questions, but I don't have any new content to talk about. I wanted to take apart a couple of my knives here on the channel and show you the insides and talk about a couple of them and get some ideas for some new... Why you ignore me, bro? I'm not ignoring anyone. Talk about knife cast. Oh, dude, so how many of you guys have seen that I have a podcast with Tavarish Works and Echo Does Knives? They're both in here right now. Actually, Tyler has a podcast that he invited me to be on, and so I'm on it, but he's really the boss. And so we've published now 2 episodes, and it's really awesome. Have you guys been listening? Yeah, anything? No? Let's see. I want to hear some feedback about Knifecast, our new 3-person podcast. Tell me about it. Blake Anthony listened. All right. Cameron liked it. Knife Junkie, you're out of popcorn. Oh, no. So far, so good. You can tell me if it's crap. I'm totally open to that. We're going to get better. Each episode is getting better because we're figuring out how to talk to each other. We are figuring out topics that we're really interested in. We actually just filmed an episode with custom knife maker Ian Pikarsky. You may know him as CMF Metalworks, crazy mother trucker, with an F, Metalworks, and we are going to have an episode where we talk to a maker and he tells us a little bit about this. Sound quality is better on the second episode. Yes, it is. It's even better on the 3rd episode, and so on and so forth. So this knife actually has some exciting news. There's going to be an upgrade coming to this guy as well. I got in touch with Gareth Bull about making a special little thing. Best all-arounder for $300. Oh, man, that's a tough question. Look at either... look at a high-end, I don't know, ZT or a Spyderco. Yeah, that the podcast is available on YouTube. It's available on Apple Podcasts, and it's available on Google Play. What are some must-have ZTs that are not limited? Okay, well, here are 2 right here. 1 and 2. These 2 knives are great. I'm going to move all the rest of this stuff out of the way. Not limited. 0920, 0393. Great knives. Nero doesn't like ZTs. Nero doesn't like ZTs, and he's here now. He thought it was going to be on Instagram. Instagram videos disappear. This one I wanted to keep around because I just enjoy these. I just want people to be able to come in and enjoy it and have a good time and talk about some knives. Some of these, some other ZTs that are really, really good. The 0055, if you hadn't tried that one yet, was a whole lot of fun. I enjoyed that knife. Oh, there we go. Let's see here. What do you got? Best 3-inch for EDC under $800. Busker or Chris Reeve knives. I don't really like the small Sebenza. It depends on what your carry needs are. I think that the Busker is a good choice. Here's an EDC choice for you. How about an S90V Para 3? This is pretty good at 3 inches. BBM still your favorite knife? Yeah. Where is it? Here it is. Oh, this knife. This is a special one right here. I sent this up to the Birdshot guys. Did you check out their video? They had a video where they talked about this. I knew Frankie was going to enjoy it. They didn't really flip it very well. I was kind of hilarious. Tyler's gonna have it. Tyler's gonna have this. Yeah, you're gonna get this knife at some point. But I did just have it away for like a month, and so I'm still like loving on it. So give me a few days, and we'll figure it out. Thoughts on the Ontario version in AUS 8. So I think that it will be really good because it's going to cost like $40. And it's going to be the same overall shape and profile. I'm going to buy one and see what it's like. AUS 8 is not ideal, but it's not really so terrible. I mean, for the price point, we'll see. I'll pick it up and I'll let you guys know. I have talked about it. I've loved on this knife so much, and I'm happy to see Rob getting some attention from a production company. Speaking of Rob Carter and other knife makers, I'm going to Blade Show. I don't know if you guys are going to go, but as of today, right now, February the 27th, I am planning to go to Blade Show. I bought my tickets, I've gotten a hotel room, and you will get to meet me there. I may even consider doing some sort of a face reveal or something like that at some point, kind of like Snuggle Bunny did back in the day before I go there, so that I can just kind of get that out of the way, because I'm kind of tired of just being some hands. I think it distances people to stay without a face reveal after a long time, so we'll see. Anyways, guys, I'm probably going to cut it right there. We're getting close to an hour, and I'm kind of running out of content for you guys, but I really appreciate everyone coming by. I got a whole lot of new content coming for you guys in the near future. Some great videos, some good reviews. I've got some more enhancements coming to this knife and a couple of new things coming and on the way, and some really special things in the future too. So look out for my my next video, and as always, guys, thanks for coming by and checking out the live feed, and I'll see you on the next one. I'll try to do another one pretty soon that's a little bit more focused, a little bit more kind of structured. Anyways, thanks, guys. I'll talk to you later. Take care.